Alrighty guys, we are back with more Zero Escape. I actually just got done recording the last session where we beat that puzzle room through the white door, and now we are out. So that was technically the final puzzle room that we could potentially get to that we had never gotten to before. So I'm excited. Frickin' Akane Kurashiki came up. For some reason, Tenmy over here has a picture of her, but won't say why. But yeah, we're gonna be moving on, heading toward the AB game now, and we're gonna be able to do this AB game until someone decides to go through, until someone gets enough points and goes through the number 9 door. I don't know. I'm super intrigued as to what's gonna happen, but yeah, let's continue, shall we?
Damn it!
What's wrong?
I left something in the director's office.
Did you leave the picture?
What was it?
The picture.
God damn it! I saw it. I tried to grab it for you, but it wouldn't let me.
How could I forget it?
We can go back in, right? Oh yeah, we must have set it down after using the face recognition thing.
Yeah, I'm going back. You two go on ahead to the warehouse.
Imagine if, like, what if Zero Senior is Akane again? And Akane, like, noticed when we did that facial scan that it was her face that came up on the scan, and she's like, what the fuck? And it turns out that, like, Tenmy has just been, like, stalking her for a while, and she just had no idea. And it's just like, imagine just setting people up in this game and just this coincidental, like, old guy just happen to have, like, your picture or some shit. Be, like, creepy.
I want to come with you.
Me too.
Nah, that's fine. Why don't you head back to the warehouse, Sigma? The others are probably already waiting.
Alright. I'll see you two later then.
Right.
Bye, Mr. Sigma.
I watched them jog off towards the blue door. Alright. Oh. And then they were gone. Guess I should be getting back then. Alright. So much traveling. I can't believe no one's opened the AB gate yet. I stepped into the warehouse to find all the other teams already there. Kay and Luna, Fi and Clover, and Dio. The moment Dio spotted me, he dashed over to the rightmost AB room and slid his card through the reader. I'm surprised he waited. Like, huh. Interesting.
An ambidex gate has been opened.
Technically he didn't wait for the rest of the people, but
45 minutes.
yeah, we know. 2 milkmen go comedy. Watch that be like a thing to the game too. Like they said it was like an anagram, like welcome to my kingdom, but watch it just be like something about 2 milkmen becoming comedians. As he turned to look at me, I swore I saw a flash of a smug grin.
There. Happy? This time I waited for you to get back before I opened it.
He did. I'm surprised.
You see? I can be considerate.
But Tenmy and Quark aren't here.
Yeah, where are they?
I guess I forgot something back in the room we found. They ran back to grab it real quick.
And they'll be here in a few minutes. No big deal.
Yeah, I agree. As much as I don't like Dio, I can't argue about that. While we waited, we exchanged information about the rooms we'd investigated. Unfortunately, none of it seemed very useful. None of us had found anything, and we were no closer to unraveling any of the increasing number of mysteries we were faced with. Wait, okay. I have a problem here. How much can I scroll up in the chat here? How far can we go? Damn, we can't go back to what we saw in the room. Okay. I'm gonna have to ask my friend to keep an eye out when he watches these. I'm curious. Were we told the name Akane? Like, I shouldn't say that. We were told the name Akane. Was Sigma told the name Akane? You're telling me that we investigated the room and exchanged information, but he didn't mention the picture and say Akane in front of Clover? Damn it, Sigma. But I guess it's possible that somehow we were told the name, but Sigma wasn't told the name. You know, I don't remember if, like, Tenmy said the name to Sigma, or if, like, the little dialogue just told us, like, it's a picture of Akane Kurashiki, but, like, obviously Sigma might not have seen that. Huh. Interesting. Anyway, because Clover should know who that is, right? Like, sure, we went by different names, like, Akane was, what, 5 or whatever the whole time? No, 6. Because she was June. That's right. So she went by June the whole time. But I'm pretty sure by the end, the name came up to them, to, like, Clover and stuff, I'd imagine. Anyway. Alright. Well, let's continue, I guess. Guess none of it was very useful. Like I said, he might not know it, though. With that discussion exhausted, we sat down to wait. Okay. Before long, 20 minutes had passed since Dio opened the door, and Tenmyoji and Quark were nowhere in sight. Oh god damn it, are they gonna be dead or some shit?
Don't you think they're taking a little long?
Yes, I'm getting worried. What if something happened to them?
I'll go have a look.
Then I shall accompany you.
Nah, I'll be fine by myself. It's not that far away.
Just don't look into the abyss too long, or you might become a monster.
What? I don't think... Okay. That's basically my reaction to Clover. Look, I'm just going to the director's office. I'll be right back. No big deal. Right, see you guys later. Alright, well, time to... I gave a quick goodbye wave and stepped out of the warehouse. Alright, time to sit here and go through elevators again for 5 minutes. I'm just kidding, it's fine. I'm just eating some grapes. Grapes that taste like cotton candy. And now that I've had them out for the entire previous episode, they're starting to get a little warmer. And it turns out that they taste even worse when they're warmer. Oh. They're just not gonna be here. Just more missing fucking people. Great. Huh. You know what I'm curious of? God damn it. I wish I knew now. God damn it. If I didn't pop that balloon, would it be popped now? That would be ominous, because I solved the puzzle without popping the balloon, and I could have left the room without popping the balloon. If I didn't pop it, would it, in this scene, would you see the pop balloon there? That would be ominous as shit if I, like, never popped it and then came in here, and because this is just a splash art from the game assuming it was someone that solved the puzzle, you know, with doing everything like that. I don't know. Interesting. I also didn't have to put the helmet on this guy, either. That's odd, there's nobody here. The picture's gone, though. Tenmyoji and Quark must have been here, then. I laid out the floor B map. They must have taken the door that faces the warehouse. After that, they probably went through the warehouse and out the blue door to the elevator. Yeah, that's a much shorter route. On the other hand, I came through the red door, which is kind of the long way around. Huh. Looks like we managed to miss each other perfectly. Ugh. Well, this was a huge waste of time. They were in the safe. No, it had like a shelf in there. It wouldn't be easy to shove a person in there. Shoot. Might as well head back, I suppose. They're not gonna be there either, are they? I packed the map up and was headed toward the door when... Oh. Huh? There's a light on where there hadn't been a light before. Wait, where? Oh, shit! It's a teleporter pad. What? Why is that thing on? We messed with it earlier, but nothing seemed to work. I felt a sudden wave of inexplicable nauseating dread. The light stared at me. I swallowed and edged cautiously toward it. The machine was in arm's reach now. I stretched my hand out toward it slowly, slowly. Whoa!
So,
what?
You finally made it.
No, you're...
I am Zero.
What?
I was the one who brought you here.
Kinda sounds like K. Andy has a bracelet, right?
You undoubtedly have as many questions for me as there are stars in the sky. As you can see, however, this is only a recording.
It almost... I love when this background track plays. It kind of sounds like K, but I'm probably wrong. I said that about the other guy too, so apparently I just think everyone sounds like K without a suit on.
I will therefore be unable to directly answer any questions.
Just the way this guy, like, enunciates his words almost seems like K-ish to me, you know?
Ask if you wish, but I cannot respond.
Like a lot of people say I cannot respond, but like, the way he said it was like, but I cannot respond. You know, like a very, like, he really enunciates his words, which kind of reminds me a little bit of what K does. Ugh. I considered taking a swing at him, but decided that was spectacularly futile, and kept my bald fist at my side.
Now, where to begin?
Like, we speculated that Zero is one of us, but this is definitely not one of us unless it's K.
There are many things I wish to tell you, but unfortunately, our time is limited. As such, the information I can provide is also limited. I have chosen two things of great importance to tell you. First,
Okay.
I will tell you about termites.
What? I don't want to know about termites, I want to know about the damn donor game.
In retrospect, I suppose that's a rather odd thing to say. I imagine you look rather bewildered right now.
I'm angry, I want more info.
Perfectly understandable.
Hopefully termites has something to do with this.
The person who kidnapped you and threatened you with death is lecturing you about insects. I suspect it hardly seems fair. Nonetheless, this is very important. In a way, it will determine your fate. So I ask that you listen carefully.
I'm listening.
Have you ever seen a termite mound?
Nope.
They are splendid structures. Some might even call them works of art.
Although it reminds me of the Hunter x Hunter Chimera arc where the queen lived for a bit.
Termites are natural architects, and their mounds are both structurally sound and make excellent use of space. So, are they following some sort of plan as they build? Are there termite blueprints detailing which room goes where? No, of course not. Each termite is simply an oblivious cog in a tremendous machine programmed by millions of years of termite DNA. It is doubtful an individual termite has any idea what its contributions are helping to create.
You know what would be interesting? if Zero is K, but wiped his own memory in order to play in the Nonary game himself without realizing that he was Zero and having the meta perspective of, like, knowing everything, like, and how it was set up. And that's why he developed the AI, was because he needed someone to, like, tell the rules and answer some questions and stuff like that in order to, because he wasn't going to be able to, kind of thing. Interesting theory, but I feel like maybe it's too obvious, but I don't know.
But a human does. We can appreciate the elegant forms of their alien cathedrals. We can see the simple beauty of their perfect functionality. We can understand the splendid planning of their structure. In other words, only an intelligence of a higher order can understand the beauty of what the termite builds. Now, consider humans. Why are we alive? Why do we love and give birth? Why do we create? From where do our cultures spring? There are many theories, but no one knows the truth. We are oblivious cogs in a tremendous machine programmed by millions of years of human DNA. No doubt you see now what this analogy is supposed to illustrate. Yes, I mean to say humans are not different from termites.
Well,
We trudge through our lives with no greater understanding of our ultimate goal. You might say we don't understand what we're building. Only an intelligence of a higher order than ours can understand what we're doing.
I partially disagree, but I can see what he's trying to say. Anyway.
Imagine how we might look to such an intelligence.
Like, I get it. I get what he's saying, like, but I don't know if I'd say that we trudge through our lives, maybe with no greater understanding. I can get, maybe, but, well, never mind, I guess that's one whole sentence, I'm an idiot. We trudge through our lives with no greater understanding of our ultimate goal. I feel like there's a good amount of people that figure out what they want from life at a relatively young age, and they either strive for it and make it, or they don't, you know? Like, I don't know. I think that a lot of people can understand what they're doing with their own lives. I can understand what he's saying from, like, a philosophical, like, standpoint and stuff like that, and, like, the point he's trying to make. I guess maybe I just kind of disagree that we're on the same level as termites, you know? Because, like, termites do what they do based off instinct because they don't have the intelligence to understand it. And that's what he's trying to say we do. I think we have the intelligence to understand what we're doing, just maybe some people neglect trying to understand what they're doing. I don't know. I don't really need to analyze what he's saying, but I do partially disagree with some of the fundamentals there, but anyway. But yes, I mean, I will say, if we were to be observed by creatures of greater intelligence, we would probably look very petty and stupid and stuff like that, with the wars we wage and the reasons for the wars and stuff like that, you know, and different, like, crimes that are so petty and stupid, and different arguments that get started for stupid reasons, and, you know, all that stuff. But anyway.
We may be building some structure so perfect and elegant, we can't even perceive it.
I guess I had the pessimistic side of someone looking. He's talking about the optimistic side of, like, someone might be able to realize what we're doing and see it as beautiful, even if we don't see it as beautiful, you know? Well, maybe they find our piles of trash in the ocean beautiful.
Whatever it is, we've likely been building it on a dimension just above the ones we know since time immemorial. If we are like the termites, then what we've created is almost certainly something of tremendous beauty. And you are about to catch a glimpse of it. Or have you already?
What?
Well, that's enough on that subject, I think.
What's the second one, then?
Consider what I've said.
I am considering what you said, though. That friggin'... And you are about to catch a glimpse of it, is somehow, like, this game built to be one of these, like, somehow beautiful and elegant structures kind of thing? I don't know. He said he had one other thing, right?
Now, let's move on to the second topic. It is somewhat more immediately meaningful to your life, and, in fact, the lives of several billion other people.
Oh, jeez.
I realize this is rather sudden, but I have a password for you. It is the password to disarm the bomb, numbered 1.
There was a 0 bomb and now there's a 1 bomb? But bomb?
Are you ready? I will only say this once.
Oh, shit.
So pay close attention. The password to disarm the number 1 bomb is BQZ RGJ DXR.
Well, I already have one right here, and it's definitely different. Well, shit. Okay, well, this is a good moment, guys. I've been meaning to do this, so you're not gonna hear the music for a moment. It's gonna be just strangely quiet. I'm tabbing out. I'm creating a text document. I'm gonna call it, bomb defusal. ZE2. Just so I know what the hell it is. Okay, so now we have a notepad made. We are gonna list 0 bomb is gonna be LXA QNS GDQ. The game might remind us of these later on. It's very possible, but they have said that we should remember it. So, 1 bomb is gonna be, back out of that so I can see it. BQZ RGJ DXR. BQZ RGJ DXR. Alright, well, that's saved. There we go. Finally saved it. Okay, back to the game. I had no idea what he was talking about. What bomb? Was he saying there were bombs too? There's 2 of them, actually. At least, minimum. If he'd guessed at my future confusion, he showed no sign of it.
That is the last of the information this message was meant to convey.
Damn it.
Before I go, however,
We learned about
I have a warning.
friggin' termites and another bomb. But we're also about to get a warning. I wonder the significance of that. So I'm always looking out now. Ever since like ZE1, we had constant like talking about like morphogenetic fields and stuff like that. So whenever someone mentions like a story that doesn't seem to have anything to do with the game we're playing, it makes me wonder if like, you know, this higher intelligence idea or like these structures we could be building on another dimension are somehow like related to the ending of this game. I don't know.
You cannot tell any of your companions what you heard or saw here.
What?
If you do, you will be penalized.
Oh, God.
Immediately. I hope we will meet again someday.
So did Tenmy, OG, and Quark see this before they left, or did this activate when we came back specifically? Does that mean Zero wanted us as Sigma specifically to know, or did Zero like want anybody who came in this room to know at this time? I don't know.
We would have much to discuss.
Wait. God damn it, you can't just spout all that crap and disappear. Well, we can't talk to him, it's a recording. I found myself yelling at empty air. Well, it's off now. The hologram had disappeared. Urgh. What kind of an idiot does he take me for? Termites? Other dimensions? How could that have anything to do with kidnapping us? Shit. We're like in some other dimension where the Radical 6 virus got out in the year 2020. Just had a different name. COVID. I kicked out a nearby shelf.
10 minutes remain until Ambidex game polling closes.
Yep.
All players, please enter your votes. If no vote is recorded before the deadline has passed, any non-voting parties will automatically
Wait.
ally.
Sorry. I could have skipped this, but I was just sitting here thinking about it. Are we gonna have to wait like the 45 minutes or whatever between AB games every single time now? Like, are we gonna have to go in, vote, come out, use the key again to open it up or whatever, and then wait 45 minutes between each vote? So that might get complicated. Because I was gonna say, like, everyone should just ally, and we all ally each other, we all hit 9 BP, and then we leave, you know? There's no reason to betray at this point, but if there's 45 minutes that you have to sit there and wait, there's going to be impatient people that just want to leave, especially with Alice being dead, so. Oh crap, I need to get back. Not like there's any point in staying here. Alright, well, I spun around and ran out of the room toward the warehouse.
Grandpa! Look, Mr. Sigma's back!
Alright, well they made it here.
Took you long enough.
I'm glad they teleported us. It didn't make us travel through all the elevators and shit again. Pant, pant, pant. Where are the others?
In the AB rooms.
Ah. They went in already?
Yep.
Why didn't you two? Have you been waiting for me? Sorry, I'm eating another grape.
Yeah. Grandpa said there was something he had to tell you before we voted, no matter what.
Oh.
Nothing that significant.
I said oh, and then my character actually, like Sigma actually said oh, so I just didn't repeat what Sigma said, because I had already said the same exact thing.
Just wanted to tell you we're going to choose ally this round.
Okay.
That's it.
And you had to tell me that no matter what? Seems kind of pointless. I mean, words are cheap. You can promise whatever you want.
True, but we've got something to back it up. Just hear me out.
Okay, go ahead.
Quark and I both have 8 BP.
Yeah, they don't need to betray to get through.
We're already on the home stretch. So what do we need to get to the magic number? Well, we need you to choose ally. If
Right.
you do that, it doesn't really matter to us what we pick.
You get 9 whether you got 2 or 3 points.
Exactly. That being the case, we don't have any reason to betray you. And if we both choose ally, we both gain points.
True, but you must have considered that I'll choose betray. That would mean you'd choose betray to protect yourselves. I mean, we already had this conversation the last time we went up against Tenmy OG. Didn't we go up against him in this timeline? Or did we not go against him in this timeline? I thought we did.
But that's why we're telling you we won't choose betray.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. We definitely went up against him because he was the one that said Clover don't flirt, and then Clover seduced us and we didn't listen to Clover. Which means whenever we go for the other ending, we have to go betray him and go along with Clover's shit. Can I trust you?
Of course.
Alright, tell me one thing. Let's say we do this in both ally. Wait. Okay, that's kind of spoilers. Shit. Well, I already thought about it. This doesn't branch off. So what the fuck happens here? Right? It does branch off, I lied. I'm pretty sure more shit popped up. I'm pretty sure that much shit didn't pop up before. Okay. Let's not look at that too hard. Let's say we do this in both ally. Everyone gets 2 points. That means you and Quark will have enough to leave, which is great for you, but I'll be stuck with a measly 5. How do I know you aren't going to just open the number 9 door and leave us in the lurch?
I can guarantee it.
How?
I can give you my word. I will not open the number 9 door, even if I have enough points to do so.
The problem is there's got to be other teams. I can't remember everyone's number. There's got to be other teams that are close. So it's gonna be tricky. Like if Dio hits 9, he's gonna leave.
I swear it. We aren't going to abandon everybody else just so we can escape.
But I guess there's nothing we can do about that. Our vote can't stop that.
I swear too. I promise.
Man, so all you've got is a promise, huh?
When I make a promise, I keep it. Trust me.
Please! You've got to trust us!
Bunch of dots. Alright, fine. I'll trust you.
2 minutes remain until Amber...
We're counting on you, Sigma.
You gotta choose ally! You promised!
Alright. With that, they turned and ran into the AB room, second from the right. Well, guess I should get moving. Let's do this. Alright. Doors shut.
1 minute.
I had a decision to make. Should I trust Quark? Of course we have to sit here and wait until the very last second, right? So we have to sit here and think to ourselves. Should I trust Quark and Tenmy OG? Well, I could believe they were telling the truth and still betray them. That would bring my BP to 6. I'd be that much closer to 9. And choosing betray would guarantee that they wouldn't try and escape without the rest of us. Betrayal seemed like the safe bet. But...
Please! You've gotta trust us! You've gotta choose ally! You promised!
Tenmy OG I could betray easily enough, but Quark? What the hell is I going to do?
10 seconds remain until Ambidex's game polling closes.
I'm probably gonna hit ally, guys, by the way. I've been thinking about it in my own head.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3.
I mean, my go-to
2,
strat has just
1.
been allying, because that's the kind of person I am. I'd want to ally, and I'd hope other people would ally too. So we're gonna continue with the ally. And Tenmy OG allied last time, so unless Quark like overpowers him and is like Dio said, like a manipulative little shit or whatever, then I think we're gonna be okay with allying. But we'll see. Maybe they'll betray us for. And like, I don't see the motivation of them betraying us either. You know what I mean? So, because they're gonna hit 9 points either way.
Round 3. Results. Thank you, Ambidex.
All right. Let's find out.
Results from round 3 of the Ambidex game. Please direct.
All right. Doosh, 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 doosh. Betray. Makes sense. Betray ally. Wow, Luna's team betrayed? I guess Clover was on the team. Damn. That is interesting to me. So, did Luna hit betray because she was 1 point? Or did Clover hit betray? But Clover had no reason to hit betray, kind of like the other one. And Tenmy, OG, and Quark betrayed us. I was too focused on this. I didn't even think about that. Why the hell did they betray us? What? Why? They would have got out either way for both of these betrayals. I don't understand the motivation, but okay, sure. I don't get it. Okay. Well, that happened. So, I can understand this one because Luna is at one point. So, but Luna is such a good person, I feel like she would trust Kay to ally, but I guess it is her life on the line. You know, so I don't really know who made the choice here. But if it was Clover making the choice without taking into consideration Luna at all, I don't know why Clover would betray, because I mean, I guess if you betray, you're not losing. You guarantee that you're not losing points. And I mean, I guess if she allied and he betrayed, if she was worried about that, then she'd lose points and she'd be even farther away from hitting. She'd be even farther away from hitting 9. But that's, I hate the logic of some of these characters with just, like, I get why you'd want to hit betray and, like, ensure you get out or help ensure you get out, but if everyone would just ally, if everyone allied from the beginning, we'd already be out. Right here. Right here, everyone would be 9, and we'd be out, you know? Like I said, there is the hindsight aspect where people didn't know that you could, like, replay this game, and they didn't know on the first round when some of the betrayals happened that there was gonna be 3 rounds that we could make it to without any problems. But in hindsight anyway, if everyone just hit ally in a perfect world, we all get out alive.
Points have been assigned or subtracted accordingly.
Are they gonna give us a reason why Tenmy, OG, and Quark did that?
Please check your bracelet
Other
to
than-
see your updated bracelet points.
Other than them just guaranteeing that they want to get out right now? Alright, they're probably gonna leave now. There's no reason they'd stay. Hey! What the hell, guys? Why'd you betray me?
Quark had nothing to do with this. I made the vote.
Grandpa.
Alright, fine. Why'd you break your promise, Tenmy, OG?
I only promised you one thing. We wouldn't open the number 9 door, even if we got 9 points.
What? So you're not going to leave?
Not what I said. Of course we're going to leave.
What?
Look. See Clover over there?
What? Don't tell me. Oh yeah, she's leaving. Yep. That's what I figured, some of these other games.
Oh no.
Jeez.
That bitch!
Wait. Quark and Tenmy OG have...
The words were barely out of her mouth when Tenmy, OG, and Quark ran past.
No! God damn it!
Well, yep. None of these people are team players. I mean,
Clover.
Alice was, I mean, granted we think she killed herself, but Alice did die, the old lady died, I guess.
Are you really going to leave?
Well, yeah. Why else would I open the door?
But why?
I'm going to go call the others.
You know, I just realized, how stupid my theory in the last episode was about, like, these people being taken in different time periods and somehow that old lady being, Akane. How stupid that is, because Clover was in the same game and she's not an old lady, so even if it was somehow like different time period shenanigans that people were taken from, unless it was some kind of cryo situation and the old lady was kept out of it, or like Akane was kept out of it and became an old lady, and Clover was kept in it or something, yeah, then I don't know. Never mind. I just realized how stupid that theory was in my last episode, thinking about Clover being from the same game. Okay.
So we can capture Zero Senior.
Tenmy OG, are you and Quark going too?
Yeah. Sorry about that.
Sorry, everybody.
So, Sigma,
Hold on. I'm going to call the others so we can capture Zero Senior. No one questioned who she's talking about. I'm going to call the others. Who does she mean? Does she mean... Okay, crazy theory. Is she gonna somehow contact, like, Junpei, Akane, and them, and she's gonna be like, hey, we got another Zero going on here. We need to deal with this. I don't know. Okay.
happy? I kept my promise. Clover opened the door, not me.
Bullshit. Bullshit. What did he say? Can we go all the way back to it? Did he really? I could have sworn he said we're gonna ally. He clearly said that. Even if you don't put promise with it, that's still a lie, right? We aren't gonna abandon everyone just so we can escape. Where was, like, the very beginning? Yeah, see, he's saying if we both choose ally, he was, like, convincing us to both choose ally. Just because you put promise in front of something doesn't mean that you're scot-free in this. That's some bullshit. Well, we need you to choose ally. I guess he never said we need you to choose ally. He never said we're gonna pick ally, I guess. If you do that, it doesn't really matter what we pick. What was one of the first things he said? Something... Just want to tell you that we're gonna choose ally this round. He did say it. He clearly said it. Just because he didn't say, I promise, that's some bullshit. I don't like Tenmy OG's logic. You can... Tenmy OG, you can try to make yourself feel guilt-free as much as you fucking want, but that's some bullshit. You said you were gonna put ally and then you pick something else. That's just going back on what you said, regardless of whether it was a promise or not. Like hell I'm happy. That's some shady shit, Tenmy OG.
Say so. I have to get out of here, and that's that. He's gotta pay for what he's done.
He?
Zero.
You mean you know who Zero Senior is?
Yeah. No point keeping it a secret now, I suppose. I know exactly who Zero Senior is.
What?
Who is it?
The number 9 door has been opened. It will remain open for 9 seconds.
Let's go. Come on, guys. Time to move.
Bye, assholes! Literally, all we have to do is replay the game. Like, if everyone allied, replay the game a couple times, get everyone to 9 points, and leave.
Oh, wait! This is for you, Mr. Sigma.
Quark held something out. Oh? I looked down to see 2 pieces of folded paper. What is this?
It's a letter. I wrote it in the director's office before the AB game. I wanted to tell you what kind of guy Grandpa is.
An asshole.
So...
Selfish. A liar.
read it, okay?
He pressed it into my hand.
See you later, Mr. Sigma.
No. I don't hate Tenmy OG. I get why he wants to leave, and I get his logic, because obviously Clover hit 9 points. Like I figured, you know, some of the other games they're going to be hitting 9 points anyway, you know, so it makes sense. I'm bashing Tenmy OG right now, but don't take that as, like, me hating him. Like, I get his reasoning, but I hate his... I understand why he hit Betray. I hate that he tried to make himself sound like the good guy and that he, like, kept his promise and shit like that. That's the shit I don't like. That's like... the genie who gives you wishes, but then tries to fuck over your wishes as much as he can based off your wording. Like, that's that kind of logic. And then act like, well, I gave you wishes, like, you should be grateful. You know, now that I killed all your family because you worded your wish wrong or something, you know? Be happy. Anyway. Then he turned and ran toward the door, Tenmy, OG, and Clover following in his footsteps. I was so surprised by the letter that I didn't even try to stop them. Before I could think of anything to say, I mean, the door's open now. It's too late. Even if you stopped them, all you're doing is dooming them to death.
See you.
Goodbye.
Bye, bitches! If everyone would just goddamn hit ally!
The number 9 door has closed. This ends.
Yep.
Thank you. As the game escape,
Yep.
please.
Yep, all the same shit that we had before. Is that it? Or are we gonna... Or, well, we gotta read the letter, right?
Shit! They're gone.
All we can do now is hope they bring help back.
Indeed.
I agree.
I wonder if any of these timelines, granted, I think a lot of them are game over. I can't remember if any of them have been to be continue, where people leave out of the 9 door. I can't remember if any of them were to be continue versus game over. I was just wondering, like, I wonder if anyone would ever come back with help, like, in any of these timelines that, like, to be continued or something. Because one of our to be continued was obviously the one where we were injected in it to be continued. I think there must have been, right? Because what else would have happened? Someone left and either we got game over or like... I feel like there have been a to be continue where we didn't die, we were just trapped inside, you know? So I wonder if any of those are going to continue and we're going to, like, get help or find another way out or something, you know? Anyway. Alright, let's look at this. I look down at Quark's... I feel like I'm going to push this episode a little longer, maybe. We have, like, 3 minutes until it's usually when I end it, but I feel like we're probably close to the end of one of these. I looked down at Quark's letter and slowly unfolded it. And now what I imagine, unless something crazy happens, what's going to happen, I think, is we're going to go back and we're going to hit Betray on Tenmy OG there. They're going to hit Betray. They're not going to get the points they needed. And Clover is going to get the points she needed, and she's just going to leave alone, right? Rather than Tenmy OG and Quark being with her. And then it's probably just going to end similarly to this, except we're not going to get this letter. I looked down at Quark's letter and slowly unfolded it. His handwriting was still slightly uneven, but he'd filled both pages with writing. I began to read. Holy shit, what's the background? It was a really stormy day when he found me. He said the rain was coming down so hard it almost hurt, but somehow he managed to hear a baby crying. I guess I must have been crying pretty loud. He took me home and did his best to raise me, but he'd never been married or had a kid before. Okay, so if I take this as that, then the old lady isn't his wife. Because he got all, like, depressed after the old lady died, so I was just a little concerned that maybe he knew her, but... I mean, he still could know her. But I thought maybe it was his, like, wife or something. Never been married or had a kid before, so I think it was really hard for him. He couldn't figure out how to mix the formula, so he was always carrying the directions around with him. Also, I guess I was a pretty picky eater, so if he didn't get the water to formula ratio just right, I wouldn't eat it. I guess I was kind of a pain, huh? But he didn't give up, and now here I am. When he found me, I was really, really small, and he was worried that I might not make it. That's why he named me Quark. A quirk is a really, really small thing, and I was really, really small too. Grandpa didn't need to worry, though, because it turned out that I was pretty tough. When I was 1, he forgot I was sleeping in the bed of his truck and drove off. I rolled out and went off the back, but I didn't even get scratched. Well, that's lucky. When I was young, I was taken out of the bath and placed on a dryer Because when I was obviously very little, an infant, my mom would bathe me and my sister together, of course, might as well, right? When you have two kids. We were only like 2 years apart, so she took me out of the bath, put me on the dryer, and then turned to get my sister out of the bath, and I ended up rolling off the bath and landing on the ground, and broke my collarbone as a baby. It doesn't affect me now. I don't even remember it or anything. I was way too young to remember it. And everything, but it's literally the only bone I've ever broken in my life was when I was an infant. But yeah. Lucky he rolled off a truck and didn't get scratched. I started walking when I was 2, and when he wasn't looking, I fell down the stairs. I didn't get hurt then either. When I was 3, I got really sick. I had a super high fever for a week, but eventually I got better. I guess you could say I'm pretty lucky. Anyway, I didn't really have any more accidents after that, and I was a pretty healthy kid. By the time I was 6, I'd started helping Grandpa out with his work. His job was to gather junk from abandoned buildings. Then he'd fix it up or pull out the useful parts and sell them. There were plenty of abandoned buildings, but finding good stuff in them was hard. You had to know which parts were useful, or you could end up wasting a bunch of time. Every time I find something, he'd explain to me what it was, how it was supposed to work, and how to fix it, all sorts of things. Usually, though, I just wanted to finish up work so I could go to the theater. The theater came to our town once a week in a wagon. They'd show old news or movies. I went every single week, but Grandpa only went once in a while, and he'd only go weeks when they showed movies. Oh yeah, I didn't know that I'd been adopted until I was 7. One of the other kids on my block told me. I guess after Grandpa found me, he looked all over the town to try to find someone who'd take me. The kid from my block actually had a mom, and he'd asked her if she would take me too. I gotta admit, I was pretty shocked when I heard that. There weren't a lot of kids with parents around, so hearing that, what? Huh. Now, I didn't think much of it, but he talked about a cart, or like a wagon that came that showed old news or movies. Like, why not, like, what about current news? And I don't know. That just, like, rang weird with me. I've never heard of this, you know? Which makes me think, did they somehow live, like, post-Radical 6? And then, reading this, there weren't a lot of kids with parents around. What does that mean? Like, is it just the area that Tenmy OG lives? There's just a lot of orphans, or what? So hearing that someone lived with his actual mom was pretty impressive. Where the fuck are they from? I was also kind of surprised that Grandpa had tried to get someone else to take me. Did that mean he didn't want me? The kid who told me about Grandpa trying to get rid of me was a real jerk. He was totally spoiled, and he'd brag to everybody about how he had a mom. He liked to come up to me while I was working and say stuff like, "Must be hard not having a mother." It had never bothered me before, but after I found out that Grandpa had adopted me, I started to think that maybe he didn't really want me. If I could work on my own, then he could get rid of me. I was scared to know the truth, so I never asked him. Then one day, he took me to a bar in our neighborhood. During the day, of course. He went there sometimes to drink scotch, but I'd never gone before. When we got in, he'd just walk up to the counter with that grumpy look he has, and I thought, oh no, he's gonna make me work here. But I was wrong. I saw him pass something to the bartender, and then he picked me up and set me down on a stool next to the counter. Okay, never mind. I see. I was confused with him, thinking like, oh no, he's gonna make me work here. I wasn't sure what that had to do, like why he suddenly thought that, if he comes here regularly, but he'd never gone before, is the line that I kind of didn't think about, was Quark. He never brought Quark before, so that's why Quark was worried. Okay. The stool was pretty high, especially for a 7-year-old kid, and my legs just dangled off of it. It seemed really, really high to me, and I was pretty nervous. Eventually, the bartender came back over with a glass of scotch and another big glass full of something else. Oh, he talked about this before. Like a root beer float thing, right? As I looked closer, I realized the second glass was full of some sort of brown liquid with a scoop of ice cream in it. Yep. It took me a minute to realize what it was. A root beer float. I'd never seen one before. I was so surprised. Root beer was even more expensive than the nicest alcohol in the bar. Why? Why is soda more expensive than alcohol? Where do they live? What year is this? To me and the other kids, it seemed more like an urban legend than a real drink. But there it was, right in front of me. I stared at the float. I still wasn't sure it was real at that point, and then I turned to look at Grandpa. He looked back at me. I didn't know what to do, so I turned to the bartender. He'd already turned around and moved off, though, so I figured he must have put the glass down in front of me on purpose. It still didn't seem like it could be real, and I was just staring at it when Grandpa told me to hurry up and drink it before the ice cream melted. His gruff voice sounded like an angel's. Is this really mine? He nodded. He nodded. Words can't describe how awesome it was. I'd never tasted anything like root beer before. The creamy sweetness of the ice cream made my entire head feel light. I felt like the luckiest boy in the whole world. That's not an exaggeration. I really thought that. Also, I want to point out with the idea that Tenmy was going through scrap to find the valuable items and selling them or like restoring it, talking about how there's like a bunch of like abandoned buildings with scrap around. Once again, that leads to the idea that they might live like post Radical 6, like apocalypse world kind of thing. Anyway, I should probably point that out because I thought that and I didn't say it out loud, and people might be like, did you not put that piece together too? I did. But okay. The root beer float was delicious, but what made me even happier was Grandpa. When I looked over at him, he was smiling. I know that's gonna be hard for you to imagine, but he really was. Right then, I didn't care whether he'd just found me and adopted me or not. He'd bought me a root beer float. That made me way luckier than some kid who had a mother, but never had tasted a root beer. Okay, I like his logic, and he's staying optimistic, and that's a very kid thing to say, I feel like, so I'm okay with that line. But that's just funny to think about that, like, fuck having a mom, I just want a root beer float. Okay. Of course, after we left the bar, he was the first kid I bragged to. Rubbed it in that little shit's face. So Grandpa and I were doing pretty good. Until the fight. I was in a super bad mood that day. I'd torn one of my shoes that morning, and some old drunk guy had yelled at me. All the junk I found was totally useless. The day was almost over, and I was fed up, so I just grabbed some random trash and took it back to the house. When I showed what I'd found to Grandpa, he frowned. He started going through each thing I'd brought back, explaining why they were all useless. I got really mad and just yelled, "I don't care." Then he got mad and I couldn't take it anymore, so I ran away. I was pretty upset, and I started thinking that maybe Grandpa had only adopted me so he could raise me to work and make money for him. After a while, I went and hid in an abandoned building, but by then I'd started to calm down and think that maybe I should go back and apologize. It had started raining pretty hard, though, so I decided I should wait for it to stop. But that was just an excuse. The truth was that I was nervous. Part of me knew I'd done something wrong, but I didn't want to admit it. The rain didn't stop, though, so I just sat there, staring out at the gloomy, gray sky. I imagined Grandpa coming to get me. It kept raining all night, and he never showed up. I gave up waiting and decided it was time to go home. I was about halfway there when I heard somebody groaning. At first, I thought I should just ignore it and not get involved, but I went over anyway, and it was Grandpa. Shit. He was totally soaked, and I could tell right away that he'd been there for a really long time. I yelled, and he opened his eyes a little bit. He smiled weakly and said he was glad I was safe. He'd spent all night out in the rain, looking for me. I felt awful. Grandpa had been out in the rain looking for me so long that he'd collapsed. Damn, I was horrible. He'd heard me crying in the rain, but I hadn't heard him. As I ran to get the doctor, I promised whatever god might be listening that if they would only save Grandpa, I'd never ask for another root beer float ever again. He got a real bad fever, and his temperature wouldn't go down for days. The doctor said that if it kept up, he'd die. If he died, then I'd be all alone. There wouldn't be anyone left to care about me. The thought of that happening terrified me. Damn. Fortunately, I must have passed some of my luck on to Grandpa, because a week later his fever finally broke. I was glad he wasn't going to die, but I was also a little scared. What if he had decided he didn't want a stupid kid like me around anymore? My plan was to apologize as soon as he woke up, but when the moment came, my brain just stopped. Grandpa started to talk, and it took me a minute to realize he was apologizing. I didn't know what to think. Oh. So, once again, we are getting another shot of, like, them being in this room, right? Are they just giving us random backdrops of areas we have? Because this is clearly, like, this is clearly the med bay, right? Like, are they just giving us a backdrop because, like, they want to correlate it to something that our character knows? Or are we supposed to think that they were here in this place? But if they ran away out in the, you know, there's no, like, bars here. Like, I guess there was kind of a bar. But there's, like, unless they were able to freely go in and out of this facility at one point, they wouldn't be able to go out in the rain, is what I mean, to run away, you know, and scavenge buildings. And we found out when we left we were in the middle of a desert, so where the hell would they scavenge buildings and stuff like that? So, I think it's just a backdrop that they give us, just to have a backdrop that isn't revealing what kind of, like, their world is or something. But anyway, I just want to talk about it again, because we had this in, like, Kay's backstory as well, where they showed Kay, but they also showed little Kay in a suit, too, so once again, it's probably just not giving us, like, the full picture, you know? Okay. He explained that he was an old man, and that meant he was probably going to die sooner rather than later. He was strict with me because he wanted to make sure I'd be able to make it on my own after he was gone. Aw. But maybe he'd been a little too strict. All of the things I'd worried about had been stupid and selfish. Grandpa cared about me a whole lot. He'd been worried when I ran off, and he'd gone out into the rain to look for me. I tried to apologize, but when I opened my mouth, I just started crying. I don't think I've cried that much since I was a baby. But he just smiled and patted my head. I asked him if he'd ever regretted adopting me. His eyes got all wide, and he said, of course not. He told me that he was looking for a really important lady, and because of that, he'd hit... A really important lady? Is that Akane? But why was he looking for her, and why is she so important? And because of that, he had to give up on pretty much everything else in his life. But when he took me in and started raising me, he felt like he'd gotten some of what he'd lost back. That was when I decided I'd stay with him forever. Even if he said I couldn't. Aww. Yeah, I mean, like I said, I haven't hated Tenmy OG. I understand why he did it. I just don't like his justification. Oh shit. Wait, what's happening? Credits again? Whee! What's going on? Okay. Yeah, more credits. Alright. Chiaki Omigawa. Damn. I guess, technically, I probably shouldn't have looked at it just in case, but the credits showed 2 different voice actors for, 0 and, K, so I was probably completely wrong about K being 0. But that's kind of metagaming based off these credits. But yeah. Alright. We hit another ending. I guess that was a, I'm guessing because of the credits, that was another official ending. Like, the Dio ending was the only other official ending we got, where we actually got, like, a picture in the save window and stuff like that. So I guess we hit another one. Is this Tenmy end or Quark end, maybe? Interesting. Yeah, I mean, like I said, I don't mind Tenmy. He seems like a sweet old guy. I understand anyone's motivation to want to leave here too, so I get that, you know. I just hate when people try to make it seem like a noble cause. Like, for me personally, if you're gonna be an asshole and like betray someone, you might as well just be like Quark. Like, don't try to pretend you're a good person, you know? Like, notice that you're being an asshole and accept it, and you know, but anyway. But yeah, that was a sweet story with Quark and stuff like that, being taken in. So we now know that he's not his official grandson. He's kind of his adopted dad, essentially, but... And they seem to live in some world that, or like some time period that seems much different, where like a wagon comes around to tell you like old news and movies, like root beer is expensive as hell and like no one ever has it and it's like a legend. Like, what the hell? They scavenge. Tenmy end, yep, alright. In Root Beer Veritas is the achievement I got. Alright. I'm still really curious, so we'll save this here. We finally got another ending there. Yeah. I'm, if we return now, we're gonna be on this, right? Yeah. What happens if I just return? Oh, it just starts over, that's right. God damn it. Anyway. Yeah, I'm excited, guys. This friggin' shit. I'm excited to learn more. I'm glad we got another ending, right? Another, like, official ending, I suppose. But yeah, so that fills out that one, so interesting. Technically, this next one is just as long. I wonder what it's gonna be. Right? Like, if it is, like, we betray him, that means he's stuck here, and Clover probably just leaves. But I wonder how that branches off. That's gonna be interesting. Well, that's what we're gonna be doing next time. And then, once we get through that, which might only take, like, an episode, we'll be going up here and changing this choice, and going down this route, and getting whatever happens there, and then we'll be going all the way back up here and changing this. So yeah, we made some progress and got a lot of info. Somehow Akane is correlated to Tenmy. He's looking for her for some reason. I wonder if that's the important person that he was looking for and spent like most of his life looking for her and like didn't live his life, but like he's a lot older than her. I don't know. I'm curious. I'm really curious. So, yeah, let's end this here and go to the next one, I guess. I'm not recording more tonight though. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed. Hit that subscribe button if you did enjoy. Check out my Patreon if you want to see some of these episodes early. Like usual, I have up to 5 episodes on there, only $5 a month, and you can get access to that stuff, or just $5 and you can see what I have out now. But yeah, usually I'm like 5 or 6 episodes ahead on my Patreon, so you guys can check that out if you're interested. And the link is in the description, or it'll be popping up on the screen right about now. But yeah, Thank you guys so much, and I will see you in my future videos. Bye-bye.